We do the brunch show at the stand down here, right at the edge of the map down there somewhere. Beautiful new map, by the way.
Yeah, very nice. And I was with you when you bought it. Cost a pretty penny. I'm so scared.
Well, we don't need to get into that. That's those are all the podcast funds went right back into it. But we're at the Stand Comedy Club and Restaurant in Manhattan. I run this brunch show with Dayton Bissett, friend of the show. Welcome in.
Well, he was on the show, and I don't know if he's welcome back.
You're right, yeah. He's actually not welcome back. Maybe one of the worst guests we've ever had on this podcast. Did not
Very
give us
funny guy, but, I mean, he could not have
he
been
has
less
no attention
interested.
span. He can't read. This is a bad podcast for him.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we're running the show. It's a Sunday afternoon. It's a brunch show. There's like one of the managers comes up to me, and she's with like a 58-year-old woman. Like with gray hair, she's kind of eccentrically dressed.
Yeah, she was,
Yeah, and she goes, excuse me, did you book this woman on your show? And I go, I don't think so, no. And she goes, well, she says she has a spot tonight, or today. Sometime today. She didn't know if it's today or tonight, but she spoke with somebody here, and, she has a spot today. And I go, well, I don't believe it's on this show.
Yeah.
And it seemed like the manager was kind of like, can you help me out here? So I was like, well, if it makes things easier for you, she can do 5 minutes.
Right.
Because what do I care?
Yeah.
I mean, I should care more. And she goes, that would be great.
Yeah.
And this lady, her name is Margarita Hammer. She is from either Sweden or France.
She was Swedish.
But she was talking about France in her whole act.
Oh, really?
I don't know what was going on.
I couldn't watch the act.
She was. I watched every second of it.
Uncomfortable.
With white knuckles. I watched every second of it.
No, but yeah, she walked up. I assume after she talked to you and got the A-OK, she walked up to the table where all the other comedians were sitting. And she goes, my name is Margarita Hammer.
I'm Margarita Hammer.
And she asked, she asked one of us if we could hold her camera.
Yeah, hold her camera to film her set. And she goes, who's filming the sets? And I go, no one. And she goes, would you be able to film my set? And I was like, are you fucking crazy? You came here warm?
She clearly was.
She is crazy. Yeah, so the answer is yes. Yeah, she was insane. She kind of reminded me of my stepmom. Just a kooky, middle-aged lady.
Yeah,
but quirky. And
a little off.
To ask somebody to film your set after you slither into their show that you're not on is so crazy. But it's like maybe it's a cultural. She's an idiot. But she goes up. I mean, it's like unintelligible. I don't even know what she's talking about. She's trying to ask questions, maybe do some crowd work.
Yeah,
it is very hard to follow. And there's ostensibly zero jokes are told. Sure.
And we all the other comedians stood by the side to watch her because we thought it was going to be really funny.
Yeah.
But there's a fine line between being so bad it's funny and just being uncomfortable.
Yes.
It felt more on the uncomfortable.
Which was worse for the show.
Yeah.
It would have been better if it was so bad that it was hilarious. Right. Which is what we were all hoping for. And then, so anyway, we quickly realized after the show that she was not booked on any show that day. And that she just said that to get on a show.
Which is brilliant. I wish I had thought of it. You get one.
And then guess what? You're never welcome back at that club again.
Unless you kill.
I don't think.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe in the movies.
Everyone kills. There's enough people that can kill.
Every comic's great.
Well, you think there's 3 people who can kill in the world?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying we don't need Margarita Hammer.
No, you're right. We don't need Margarita.
We gotta have her.
We gotta get Margarita.
She's the only one who can get laughs. Give me a break. So anyway, the manager goes, well, yeah, I hope she enjoyed it because she's not. And I'm talking to Margarita after the show, and she clearly wants to be like, I'm like, I'm not gonna like talk to you really. Yeah. And she's like, yeah, I've been here for 3 days, like in America for 3 days. And she's like, I'll be spending a lot of time at this club. And I go, best of luck. So yeah, best of luck to Margarita Hammer.
Yeah, friend of the show, welcome anytime.
And yeah, we'll see what happens with
She actually texted me that she was booked today.
Yeah. I looked at the Stan's website. She's headlining the main room today.
Well, Joe, would you like to explain to the people at home what they're listening to?
I would love to, Trent. This is the Echo Chamber Podcast. This is the only podcast where two comedians read the Wall Street Journal because one of us gets it for free from work. And we are now accompanied by a brand new beautiful map of Manhattan.
Yes.
Really, maybe the best pod setup we've had so far.
Absolutely.
I don't want to toot our own horn.
Yes. We've replaced the map of North America with the only map that matters.
We're honing in on the parts that matter.
Yeah.
Well, Trent, what are we going to hear about today on the pod? Let's do a little rundown.
Well, Joe, in our first story, we'll be discussing chewing gum.
Chewing gum.
Well, perhaps it's lost its flavor. Sales have declined.
Sales have declined.
Sales of chewing gum.
It's also
down.
I read an article. It's the main ingredient in chewing gum is like fueling the Civil War in Sudan. So
Really?
yeah. So when you buy gum, you're like fueling a civil war.
Wow. They
Yeah.
don't cover that. In
No,
the
I
letter.
read it in here.
Yeah.
I didn't put it on the pod.
Oh, wow.
But now I did.
That's no good.
Well, we'll
You
also
can't buy anything anymore at all. It seems to all go to
anything-
war.
Any piece of candy, anything that brings you an ounce of joy,
Yeah.
is funding a genocide somehow, or a civil war, or the global warming.
Yeah.
Well, we're also going to hear about.
Well, that's the
Hunter-
price you have to pay for minty fresh breath.
Hey, it's a small price to pay. Hunter Biden. This is kind of an interesting. Well, he was convicted recently for his gun charge.
Yes.
But his own book was the roadmap to his conviction. So he wrote a memoir that helped convict him. So we'll hear about that.
Wow. Well, Joe, do you know the company Eli Lilly?
No.
It's big in Indiana. It's a pharmaceutical company, and they've hit it big with the new weight loss drug. But apparently that's not big enough. The CEO wants more.
Oh, that's strange. That's weird. More. Well, we have a very interesting little tidbit here, just a quick one from the World News section.
Yes.
Everest climbers' letters reveal daring journey.
Oh.
For the first time ever, 800 letters of adventure George Mallory are available online.
Okay.
A guy who died on Everest and his body was discovered 80 years later.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's fascinating.
Now we're going to hear about that.
Well, there's a baseball player who was betting on baseball games. He bet $99 on a baseball game, and it cost himself $740,000.
Wait, a professional baseball player?
Professional baseball player, yeah.
If you're going to gamble on sports as a professional athlete, where this is clearly legal, why are you only placing a $99 bet?
Well, we'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Good Lord. Well, we're also going to hear about there's a new social media app.
Oh, just what we need.
And it's an anonymous messaging app. And
Yeah.
you'll never believe it. It has upended an entire high school. Completely.
Great. Anonymous social media. That's the.
But that's not what the intent of the app was for.
Oh, sure.
It
Never
was actually
is.
to bring people together.
Oh, well. And we know one thing with all social media apps, they bring people together.
That's right.
That's what they've shown.
Yeah. I can't believe that one went wrong. So we'll hear about that.
It's like communism. We've just never done it right.
That's the funniest thing anybody can say. If you follow my formula. And do we have another one from you? Or is that it?
No, that's it.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, so
you're
we'll
gonna
start
kick
it
us
off. Yeah.
All right.
Well, Joe, this is from the Wall Street Journal.
Wall Street Journal.
Headline: Chewing gum mainstay tries to regain its mojo.
Wow. Now,
Mar-
chewing gum has been a hit for like maybe 150 years.
I mean, yeah.
Since we were ripping it off trees and plucking it in our mouth.
Yeah.
Did the Indians invent that? Taking sap off the trees, chewing it?
Yeah, it's got to be the Indians.
Proceed. I call them Indians. Sorry.
Easy. Mars Wrigley is spending millions of dollars in a bid to restore chewing gum to its former glory with consumers, starting with an international ad campaign that jettisons typical category promises such as fresh breath or great taste. Mars is instead promoting its Orbit and Extra Gum brands through the lens of mindfulness, purporting that mastication can silence anxious thoughts, improve focus, or boost confidence. Quote, quiet your mind, mouth, with extra gum, one ad concludes.
Yeah, it's still not getting me. Quiet my mind mouth?
Yeah.
I've got to buy gum. All they need to do is put a trace amount of like caffeine and nicotine in there. And now, don't tell anybody.
Sure.
Don't tell the FDA.
Yeah.
And then have like a unique flavor like mango or whatever that people associate with the thing they're addicted to. And they go, man, that flavor's good. And then they'll just buy the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe cocaine too.
Perhaps, yeah. But I never thought I'd see the day when gum... people turn their back on gum.
Well, I mean, how bad is it? Are sales down 4%? Like, sorry, sales are down 4%.
Well, it's they fell in 2020. They fell to $16.1 billion.
Where were they at before?
From $19.5 billion the year prior.
Jesus, that's a pretty massive dent.
And they only crept back up to 18.6 in 2023.
So the pandemic has really floored.
Well, that was the investment represents a new commitment to gum, which in recent years has been chewed up by the pandemic and spat out by big player Mondelez.
Mondelez.
They owned Trident or whatever. They sold it off. Gum sales have been looking soft for years, with blame cast everywhere from younger consumers' desire for natural ingredients to the drop in store visits during the COVID-19 lockdown.
I think that's what it is. I think people don't go to the store as much anymore because gum has always been an impulse buy.
That's exactly right, Joe. Gum is an impulse buy.
It's an impulse buy.
It's always by the counter.
By the counter.
You go, fuck it.
No one plans to buy gum except for like my mom. Middle-aged women.
Yeah.
They buy it in bulk, but
gum's for chicks.
It's for chicks. Gum is for chicks. It's for kids and chicks.
Yeah, hand sanitizer, gum.
Hand sanitizer, gum, oat milk.
So yeah,
the list goes on.
Yeah, you're buying condoms and milk, and you go, fuck it, I'll get some gum too.
Yeah.
Well, brands across the country have tried to use marketing to reposition the benefits of gum, cycling through the classics of fresh breath, long-lasting taste, to claims like greater confidence in romantic situations. Mars says the time is right to invest in its gum portfolio as sales naturally pick back up after the pandemic. The company also wants to get more people to buy gum online.
Oh, I mean, give me a break.
So
who's gonna buy gum online?
Get this. This is their big idea. It's always by the front counter when you're checking out. So the company, so it's working on ways to create purchase opportunities at e-commerce checkouts.
So when you're about to ring out your toilet paper on Amazon, a thing of gum pops up?
Yeah.
They want to recreate the counter experience in the digital checkout? Yeah. Oh, what the hell? I'll throw in a gum.
You're throwing a gum in a People magazine.
No, what they really need to do, because here's how impulse buys work. You're in line.
Right.
You're in line behind two people, and you're looking at the candy.
Yeah.
And you go, I shouldn't.
Yeah.
And then one person leaves, and you're still in line.
Right.
And then it finally comes to you, and you go, and you've already started the process, and then by the time you're up, you go, no, what the hell?
Yeah.
You grab it, throw it up. What they need to do is make a line digitally. So when you check out your toilet paper, there's two people are in the queue right now.
Exactly.
But here's some gum and a Snickers bar to look at while you're in line.
Yeah, every online retailer should be like Ticketmaster, where you're lined up in a queue, you're trying to buy tickets. There's 1,000 people in front of you.
Yeah. In fact, they should do the whole wall of the candy section in front of you. It should just be a monitor full of candy options.
I like that. That's good.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Well, they're also dreaming up potential gum subscription product.
Oh my God, dude.
This is what we need, another subscription.
I mean, they have to end.
Well, quote, the category is vibrant and growing again, said Rankin Carroll, Mars Wrigley's chief brand officer. Rebranding such a familiar product isn't easy, however, industry observers say. So take everything you know about gum, throw that out the window.
I would love to.
Quote, no one's found a way to kind of engage people with gum and make it relevant in the way that it was before.
That's really funny that they're having this problem.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe they need it. It needs to be back in pop culture. You need like hot people chewing gum, blowing bubbles and stuff.
Yeah.
Like hot young women are blowing bubbles and stuff.
Yeah. And it's hard.
That was in the 90s. It's
right.
big.
Well, and I'm hard pressed to find anything hotter than an attractive lady blowing a big bubble.
Doing this, twirling it.
Oh my God. I'm rock hard right now.
Something about it. You almost have to be blonde to do that. It's weird.
Yeah, that's
Why
true.
Is that? You have to be blonde.
Often in food, startups will jump on a declining category and reinvent it. With gum, That never happened. It's like trying to reinvent the wheel.
Just you can't spin it any other direction.
Yeah. You can chew it. You can blow bubbles with it.
Now I feel like chocolate bars have probably taken a hit too, because it used to be like people genuinely thought that was like a normal thing to like curb your hunger at like 3 p.m. like Snickers, feeling hungry.
Yeah.
Now people are like, that's gonna fucking ruin my afternoon if I have that.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's also like milk. It's
milk.
Can't have anything with lactose in it now.
Well, they also like convinced us that milk was like better for us than it was for like decades.
That's true.
And we pounded it every night for dinner, every morning for breakfast, for our bones.
It does the body good.
It does the body good.
Yeah. Theories abound to explain gum's shrinking bubble. Some say it has simply fallen out of fashion, no longer associated with youthful rebellion. Any more than visible...
Youthful rebellion?
Yes, gum.
When
I think of
rebels,
I think of this damn
I think of Wrigley. The rebel spirit.
The damn Doublemint twins.
Those damn Doublemint twins.
It's no more rebellious than visible tattoos or pantyhoseless legs. That's what it says in this article.
Pantyhoseless legs?
Yeah. People used to wear pantyhose. Ladies used to wear pantyhose, and then the rebels said, no more.
Pantyhose, I haven't seen pantyhose maybe since like the early 90s. My mom would wear pantyhose when I was like a baby.
Yeah. Some cite the declining popularity of cigarettes, undermining gum's use to disguise the smell of tobacco.
Oh, yeah.
There are other conjectures. Quote, younger people are concerned more about artificial sweeteners and ingredients that often feature in gum, which I don't think this is the case. I don't think young people care about that because
they vape.
Yeah, they vape. Exactly. Yeah. They have no idea what is in that.
They don't care.
Yeah. So anyway.
So gum, it's out.
Gum, we're fucked.
Move over, gum.
It's over. Previous marketing for Orbit and Extra centered on the confidence-boosting properties of gum, particularly after the pandemic when people were disoriented after spending months apart. The new ads that rolled out to the U.S. last month continue in this vein, but commercials in other countries lean more obviously into the idea of mental wellness, with surrealist images of mouths in the middle of people's foreheads.
What?
Quote, this is probably the biggest shift for us, positioning-wise, in the history of the brand.
What are they? They're putting mouths and foreheads?
That's like their commercials in other countries. Like they're promoting mindfulness, the third eye.
Oh, with the gum.
Meditative. Chewing gum is meditative.
Gum, is there any proof that it helps meditate?
I think yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I might grab some gum.
Well, in our anxiety, you would think in our anxiety-ridden society,
it might be just what we need.
Yeah.
I like to think of a gum exec looking out the window in his lofty Manhattan office looking at, why won't they chew? What happened? God damn it.
We were riding high for years.
Gum is over. And so is Hunter Biden. This is from the Wall Street Journal.
He's done.
He's done. He's done. Hunter Biden's book was a roadmap for conviction for prosecutors.
That's hilarious.
It's crazy. Hunter Biden confronted his demons of alcohol and crack cocaine addiction in his memoir, Beautiful Things. And they are two beautiful things. Which garnered...
How many people think bought that?
We'll get into it.
Okay.
Garnered favorable reviews, but modest sales when it was released months after his father became president. The book came back to haunt him in court. The younger Biden's trial on gun charges ended last week when a federal jury in Delaware found him guilty of falsely claiming he had no drug problem when he bought a .38 caliber Colt Cobra revolver in October of 2018. Prosecutors also, is that like a federal crime to like buy a gun if you've
done drugs?
You've done drugs?
I don't know.
I thought we lived in America. Give me a break.
Yeah.
I don't really understand what the crime is. Do you own a gun? Is that what he's convicted of? Buying and owning a gun?
I don't know. Maybe was he arrested before? Maybe you can't buy one if I don't know.
Maybe.
But you think the guy selling the gun would know it's Hunter Biden?
I don't know. Yeah. He just kind of looks like could be anybody. I wouldn't recognize him if I saw him.
Yeah.
Well, prosecutors used the memoir as a more than 250-page confession that effectively served as a roadmap to a conviction on 3 felonies.
Jesus Christ.
As a bonus for the government, Hunter Biden narrated the audiobook version, and prosecutors played back parts of it in court, allowing jurors to hear the defendant in his own words discussing his use of crack cocaine during the same time he bought the gun.
Jesus
So
Christ.
they played tapes of him basically
hilarious.
admitting that he did it.
Yeah.
While he's standing there. It's like his voice.
Right.
That's insane. That undermined Biden's argument that he didn't knowingly violate federal prohibitions on drug users owning firearms. So maybe it's because he had drug convictions, like drug-related convictions.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. The book blew up in his face, said Michael Weinstein, son of Harvey. No, former federal prosecutor and partner at the law firm Cole Schatz.
Coal shots?
Cole Shot bullshit law firm. One chapter was called Lost Highway, in which Biden tells readers that he wasn't well 6 years ago. Quote, I had returned that fall of 2018 after my most recent relapse in California with the hope of getting clean through a new therapy and reconciling with Haley.
Oh, so he's doing the work.
He said of his sister-in-law with whom he had a romantic relationship
Right.
following the death of his brother, Beau Biden.
Yeah.
That happened?
You didn't know that?
No, that's crazy.
Yeah. Beau Biden died of cancer,
Well, I know that.
and Hunter swooped in
Oh,
to the
what a
widow,
dirtbag.
the grieving widow. And he,
Oh, jeez, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's
I thought they
pretty-
just hated him for no reason, but he seems a little detestable.
yeah, he's kind of gross.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Well, beautiful things.
But listen, Joe, the heart wants what the heart wants.
I don't want crack cocaine in my sister-in-law. If that's such a crime, then sue me. Oh, it is a crime? And I'm going to jail.
And,
Fair enough. Okay, fine, so it's a crime.
And I wrote my own confession.
So that's what you're telling me.
So sue me. Oh, you are.
Oh, you are. Okay. Well, then sentence me to 25 years. Oh, you might. You might. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, that insult to injury, the book is not selling well.
Yeah, no shit. Who cares about this guy? Who is interested? I can't
Well,
imagine.
the Republicans are obsessed with him. They don't stop talking about him.
Right. Well, yeah.
Also, they talk about witch hunt. Is this a witch hunt? Like, would he have ever been prosecuted about this if they weren't hell bent on like destroying this guy?
Probably not.
Probably not. No.
No.
Well, he bought a gun. How many people bought a gun and have also done crack cocaine?
You're looking at one.
Well, I know we've locked them all up for sure. Yeah.
I can't picture a single person going to the bookstore buying that book. I'm trying so hard.
Yeah, across any party line.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. Yeah, who would it be? Because it's a Republican would go. Pfft.
Yeah, they're not going to give him money. Yeah.
No. I really can't imagine it. It said that it sold like 60,000 copies this year.
Yeah.
Which is like unbelievably low. when your dad is the president.
Right, yeah. That's wild.
Yeah, so it's not going well. But yeah, I don't really understand. It says he's facing potentially 25 years in prison. But it seems like
25.
just for buying a gun. I mean, he didn't shoot anybody with it, right?
No, but he was a filthily dirty drug addict.
I know, but that's even kind of intense.
A crime that should be punishable by death.
Now, will the president pardon him?
I doubt it.
I think if the guy you're running and says he's going to pardon himself,
Yeah.
you can pardon your son. I think they should do that. Everybody gets one. If he wins, he pardons himself.
Right.
If I win again, and pardoning my son.
Yeah. Well, that Hunter Biden's book may not have sold well, but there's a drug that's selling like hotcakes. But that's not enough to satisfy the CEO of Eli Lilly. He wants more. And faster. This is from the Wall Street Journal, Joe. Headline: He's got a big hit. That's not enough. And it never is.
Oh my God.
Eli Lilly is riding high on its new weight loss drug. Its CEO wants to find another one as soon as possible.
I mean, what's wrong with the one you already have?
Well,
Sell
it's not
that.
enough. It's not enough, Joe. He wants more.
What's the point of
I'm
easy?
sorry, I
Easy
got-
there, man.
I'll
It's
move
hanging
up.
on by a thread.
I'll move up. Sorry. In early 2018, Dave Ricks, the chief executive of pharmaceutical giant Eli Lilly, which is based in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Right.
They got a huge compound there. Actually, I can't say what a former guest on the show may have worked there.
I can imagine who it might be.
He was on a West Coast college tour with his daughter when his phone rang. A deputy was calling with good news. The company's new experimental drug, tirzepatide, not only cut blood sugar levels in people with disabilities in a small clinical trial, it also helped them lose much more weight than prior weight loss drugs could achieve. The next step was a larger, expensive clinical study. Looking out over the San Francisco Bay from the hilly campus of the University of California, Berkeley, Rick sensed an opportunity. Quote, "How fast can we go?" Rick asked his deputy. "This is pedal to the metal."
Oh, why does it have to be pedal to the metal when it comes to things that people are going to put in their body on a daily basis?
Yes.
You're really not supposed to rush that. You're just kind of supposed to like make sure you got it right.
Yeah, you should test it for a long time.
But now when you're a fucking money-hungry dirtbag, fucking scum of the earth CEO.
I don't care about the side
Every
effects.
CEO in the world should be shot in the head.
They're scumbags. They're all scumbags.
We don't actually.
No, it's a comedy podcast and we're joking.
It's a podcast and we're joking. That is not a call to action.
Yeah. The decision to expedite the development of tirzepatide would transform Indianapolis-based Lilly. The drug hit the market in 2022 as Manjaro. For type 2 diabetes, and in 2023 as Zepbound for obesity. Together, they generated more than $5 billion in revenue last year and are on the way to becoming some of the best-selling pharmaceuticals of all time.
Wow, good for them, but it's not enough.
It's not enough. They've reached double platinum in sales, and it's not enough.
We got to go quadruple. We got to go double it. Double it again.
Along with rival Novo Nordisk's Ozempic, which is
that's the big one.
That's the big one, which works similarly. In the process, Lilly's valuation soared past $750 billion, making it the world's largest drug maker by market cap. It's not enough. They need more. He's not satisfied.
Is the time crunch because he thinks somebody else is going to crack this too?
He's competing with other pharmaceutical companies. They're in a race.
They're in a race.
Yes.
It's the fat race.
The fat race. The success of the drugs validated one of Rick's top priorities: speed.
Oh, God. Speed, women, power, sex.
Quote, we want
money.
Quote, "We want to be the first and best," he said in an interview with the Journal podcast.
You know what? Pick one, because
right. Somebody's never read The Tortoise and the Hare. I quote, "Our saying is, the patient is waiting."
The patient is waiting.
They're waiting for the weight loss drug.
Well, he's not very patient.
He's not patient at all.
He's not patient at all.
No.
It's crazy, the breakthroughs we're capable of with something like weight loss, because there's so many people who are going to buy the drug, so much money behind it.
Yes.
Like there's no incentive to cure cancer or to do anything else that matters.
Right.
We're like, this is like the equivalent of getting a man on the moon with like people losing weight.
Yeah.
Because it's the only thing that people are going to throw all their money at.
Right.
To do.
I think we're going to look back on this as like we look back on asbestos. I don't think it's going to turn out good.
You don't think so? The weight loss drugs?
No.
Yeah, well, not when they're rushing them like this.
Right, yeah.
Not when they're rushing
I
them
think
like
there's
this.
going to be a lot of bad side effects.
Yeah, there probably will be from a lot of things that are rolling out.
Right. The question is whether Ricks can keep Lilly at pace. Today, many patients are waiting for Manjaro and Zepbound.
Manjaro.
Demand for the drugs is so overwhelming that there's an ongoing shortage, and Lilly is hustling to produce more of the medications. At the same time, the company is under pressure to develop an even more potent anti-obesity drug as competition mounts from rivals old and new. So they want faster and better.
So it's got to be having the best drug on the market.
Yes.
But what about just have, because Ozempic, everyone knows that name now.
Right.
So why doesn't he just, instead of having like a slightly better version of it, if it's already a hit, you just got to market the fuck out of the one you already got. Brand awareness, Trent.
Well, that's true, but what they did, they fucked up a while back. Ricks is determined to avoid the mistake that the company made with a blockbuster drug decades earlier,
Oh,
the antidepressant Prozac.
Well, I've heard of that.
We've heard of it, yes, but apparently...
No one's on it anymore, huh?
Well, like this class of GLP-1 medications, Prozac was hailed as a so-called wonder drug. And it fixed all
Nobody's no side effects.
Yeah, nobody's depressed anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It did it.
Yeah.
It did it. It's done.
But it quickly racked up $3 billion in annual revenue by the late 1990s and made the leap from the realm of medicine into that of culture. But Lilly failed to keep investing in the science. When the Prozac patent lapsed in 2001, Lilly didn't have the successor ready to launch and was caught flat-footed as generics ate up its revenue.
You do not want to be flat-footed.
No. Well, one of the worst things you could be.
Yeah, then you won't be able to serve.
Yeah. Further antidepressant research fizzled out. Ricks has high hope for a new drug his scientists are working on called Retratitude. It's a triple agonist drug, so called because it mimics 3 appetite-suppressing hormones. Retratitude.
At some point, I mean, if
you'll take this, you'll never have to eat again.
Yeah, I'm like, at some point you're gonna start killing people when they don't eat.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Wait, is there no one like starving themselves and like suing the you know what I mean?
I think now I haven't done a lot of like research, but there are some lawsuits pending on side effects that they're
gonna start killing people because they have zero appetite,
right?
And they throw up when they have a cracker.
Yeah. Well, Retratitude has a strong effect on visceral fat and liver obesity and other really difficult to treat types of obesity. As a result, you lose even more weight than tirzepatide. So you take this, you'll turn into a goddamn skeleton.
Less weight, more.
No, not a single ounce of body fat.
not a fucking ounce.
Yeah. Lilly scientists have about half a dozen other obesity projects in the works. Quote, some of them will work, some of them won't, Rick said. Lilly's got a lead, he added, and we plan to exploit that lead.
My God.
And then they have some fun facts about this guy.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. I would love to know the fun facts about this guy.
Well,
does he love money and power?
This is quite possibly one of the lamest fun facts I've heard.
All right, let's hear it.
Ricks is a distinguished Eagle Scout, one of only 2,100 scouts to attain this honor.
Oh my God! Give me a fucking break. Jesus Christ.
Yes, he stinks. He's also an avid backpacker.
Oh my God! Fuck off! What a dickhead. More. Faster. Well, you know who needed to go faster? You know, you can't be depressed when you're climbing.
I've always said that.
Yeah. Take that from George Mallory. Now, this is from the Wall Street Journal, World News. Everest climbers' letters reveal daring journey.
Okay.
More than 800 letters of adventurer George Mallory are available online for the first time. Including the last one he ever wrote to his wife. Mountaineer George Mallory famously declared he would scale Everest, quote, because it's there.
Yes. Sure.
It's just not the most 1924. I'm going to climb it because it's there.
See?
They put it there. And in 1924, he died trying. Now a decade of correspondence available online for the first time offers an intimate glimpse into the adventurer's life. The collection includes more than 800 letters, mostly between Mallory and his wife, Ruth Mallory, from the time of their engagement until 1914 until his death. Okay. Among the most gripping is Mallory's last letter, 6 pages written to Ruth days ahead of the final attempt to summit the peak of the world's tallest mountain.
Wow.
Yeah. And what he called a world of snow, vanishing hopes, and nasty slips, Mallory describes his exhaustion, flagging fitness, and a terrifying tumble into a crevasse.
Oh, jeez.
Quote.
Now,
yeah,
how do they get these letters to the postman?
Yeah. That's a great question. How is he writing his wife from Mount Everest in 1920? I have no idea. Well, the Postmaster General's got to... If anyone has a letter, you got to get to him.
Neither rain, sleet, nor hail.
The postman also has to climb Mount Everest to go see if he has any letters to his fucking wife.
Right.
I don't know.
That's
I really
wild.
don't know.
They got a mailbox.
Well, I guess they have a little base camp down there. Maybe there's a mailbox in the base camp.
They put the flag up.
They put the flag up. The guy's looking through binoculars like, damn it.
Damn it.
Shit, honey, I got to go back up to Everest. Yeah, I guess George has another letter.
He wrote to Ruth again.
Wrote to Ruth again.
Hope he drops dead.
Yeah, I wonder what happened to him.
The postman
killed him. They killed him. It's all revealed. It's all in the letters, Trent. It's all in the letters. I just like this letter he wrote. This passage from a letter to his wife.
Yeah.
Quote, "In I went, with the snow tumbling all around me. Down, luckily, only about 10 feet before I fetched up half blind and breathless to find myself most precariously supported only by my ice axe." I don't know, just look at him. This guy's writing letters. It's like, there I was. Have you ever seen the Everest sketch from Mr. Show?
Yeah. Where he
It's
keeps
literally this
knocking
guy.
over.
He keeps knocking over the thimbles.
Yeah.
It's literally this guy.
Yeah.
So much for that day, he wrote after escaping the crevasse. Well, in addition to recounting Mallory's daring escapades, the dispatches which have been photographed and are transcribed are a trove for anyone eager to pursue first-hand accounts of World War I, women's history, and the life of the turn of the last century. There is social commentary, talk of the war, what he was reading and thinking about, says Caddy Leonard, the activist who led an effort to catalog the material at Magdalen College, Cambridge. Quote, "There is religion, politics, the state of the world, really. Through 1916, it's almost a daily account of what life was like at home for women left behind during the war, and then subsequently left behind to go to Everest." So he went to the war, left her behind. And then I really like riding you from a distance.
Right.
I'm going to climb Mount Everest. Why? Because it's there.
Well, it's there.
Because it's there.
My darling.
She's like, this is such a shitty reason to climb Mount Everest.
Well, it's there.
But
If it wasn't meant to be climbed, it wouldn't be there.
Why am I leaving? It's there. Well, he perished on Everest. His body was lost for 75 years.
Wow.
Until he was found in 1999 with 3 more letters in his pocket.
3 more letters in his pocket. Now, are they online?
Those ones are still in his pocket. Frozen, remarkably thawed and brought back to life. Yeah. And he's now the CEO of that drug loss company.
Oh, wow. Well, good for him.
Yeah, I don't know. So check that out.
Wow.
There I was, about to summit the peak. And then, whoa, a wind there. Blew my pickaxe right out from my hand. Oh, how I long for you, Ruth, but not enough to stay home for more than 6 months.
Well, Joe, this is from the Wall Street Journal, the sports section. Headline: the baseball player who bet $99 and cost himself $740,000.
Jesus Christ.
Less than 3 years ago, Michael Kelly made one of the worst bets anybody could possibly make. Over the course of about 2 weeks in October 2021, he wagered a grand total of $99.22 on Major League Baseball games. For that, he lost nearly $750,000. That's because Kelly...
Now, how much could he have won on the 99?
We'll get that.
Okay, cool.
That's the last paragraph of the article. That's because Kelly was at the time a minor league pitcher for the Houston Astros, and baseball players are famously prohibited from betting on baseball.
And the Houston Astros are famously known for cheating in baseball.
Yeah, that's
all
true.
they do is cheat.
Yeah, but he wasn't even on the actual Houston Astros. He was on their farm team or whatever.
Doesn't matter if you're even affiliated with them. You're a cheater.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a filthy cheater. You got a little drop of Astro goes a long way.
Once a cheater, always a cheater.
Once a cheater, always a cheat.
He has since reached the majors, where he has established himself as a solid reliever for the Oakland Athletics. This season,
now, reliever in baseball, that's the guy who jerks the guys off after the game, right? In the locker room? Or is that something else?
Yeah. And they go, oh, what a relief.
Yeah. You're really helping out.
No, it's the pitcher. He's a pitcher. He relieves the
that's what they're calling it. Right,
pitcher.
go ahead.
Yeah. Sometimes he's a pitcher, and sometimes he's a catcher. So anyway.
It's funny because he lost a ton of money.
Yeah. Well, this was his first season in the majors.
Yeah.
At 31 years old, his salary was $740,000. The problem
So he lost his whole salary.
Yeah, the problem for Kelly is the MLB recently found out about his previous bets as part of a sweeping gambling probe that resulted in San Diego Padres infielder Tucupita Marcano receiving a lifetime ban from the sport. Now Kelly has been suspended for a year and won't see the majority of the money he was owed, all because he wagered less than $100.
Wow.
Baseball's crusade against its players and employees wagering on MLB games began long before the Supreme Court opened the doors to legalize sports betting in 2018. The league's history with players throwing World Series games and Pete Rose betting on his own games have transformed MLB's Rule 21 into the sport's first commandment. Rule 21 is posted prominently in every clubhouse that says any player, quote, who shall bet any sum whatsoever in a game he isn't involved with will be declared ineligible for 1 year.
There's a joke about 21 being blackjack, but I couldn't get there in time.
That's all right. Well, you made the attempt, and that's all that matters.
you miss fall short.
Yeah, well, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Especially in gambling.
Yeah. In Kelly's case, that sum was about the cost of one reasonably good seat at a baseball game.
Wow.
The wagers in question for Kelly came after the 2021 minor league season, nearly a decade into his professional baseball career. After a long stint in the minors that included stops in Eugene, Oregon, Norfolk, Virginia, and plenty of other places in between, he finally reached the majors with the Phillies in 2022. It was a few months shy of his 30th birthday, practically ancient for a rookie.
The oldest man I've ever heard of.
It wasn't until this season that Kelly finally
For
found...
a reliever? Yeah, it's pretty old.
Kelly finally found his footing. He had hardly appeared in 28 games out of Oakland's bullpen. For the first time, he was set to earn a significant amount of money. That won't happen now.
And you think he's going to be fucked? Like, they'll ever bring him back?
Well, we'll see. He's old. He's an old man. 32. He'll be 32 the next time.
He might be done. They might just cut him.
Yeah, he might cut him. That won't. In March, MLB learned from a legal sports betting operator that it had identified gambling activity from accounts connected to multiple baseball players. One of them was Kelly. When his suspension ends, he'll be 32, making his future uncertain. If there is any consolation, Kelly can take comfort in the knowledge that his $99.22 bet got him somewhere. His 10 bets on MLB games resulted in a net win of $28.30.
Wait, okay. So he made $127. So he won the bet.
Well, no, he bet that much and he won $28.30.
Yeah.
But he lost. He lost almost $1 million.
Right, but whenever I go to the casino, I don't really keep track of the stuff I lose. I just kind of keep track of my wins.
No, he's up.
So when I walk out, I go, I won $30. But I had, $300 bills in my wallet. Now I have $30.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a win.
Right. Well, it was a win. Sure.
Yeah. So it's only losing if you, whatever.
You're right. Yeah.
If you look at all the numbers. Yeah. Why did he do it? I mean, he knew he couldn't do it.
He's a moron. He's an outright moron.
Well, you know who's not a moron? The developers of a brand new social media app.
Oh, good.
And this is our final story on today's episode of Echo Chamber. And it's from the Personal Journal.
Oh, one of our favorite
sections. Quote, headline, an anonymous messaging app upends a high school.
God.
You'll never... This is the most annoying name of a social media messaging app. Fizz. With two Z's.
Fuck you.
Fizz.
It's like the name of a fake soda in a sitcom from the 90s.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a knockoff fucking grocery store brand soda. Fizz advertised as an online forum for, quote, confessions and crushes.
Whoever made this is evil.
Yeah, no, it is. Quickly turned toxic.
Oh my God.
You don't say.
Oh, you think
an anonymous messaging app for confessions and crushes turned toxic?
Christ.
Well, an app lets high schoolers post anonymously about their classmates and police the rules themselves. I know what you're thinking. What could possibly go wrong? Fizz, a private message board for colleges and high schools, opened to students at Vermont's largest high school in May. Within hours, posts went from jokes and memes to public shaming of students and speculation about teachers' sex lives.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, how could it not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they did it at my high school.
It's like Lord of the Flies.
It would take one day before someone goes, Miss Janetson's gay.
Yeah.
You put that up there. The two Stanford University students who started the app call it, quote, an uplifting digital space for Gen Z.
Wow.
Give me a fucking break.
Yeah, well...
Has there ever been an uplifting digital space anywhere?
No.
What does that even mean?
I don't know what it means. It's bullshit.
Have you ever looked at your phone and felt uplifted? Uplifted.
I feel brought together, unified with the world.
It's just
But
uplifted.
they took place at Stanford.
That's where they
No
created
experiment has ever gone wrong at Stanford.
Yeah. They go, we hear you and we'll double it. I would like to call that race. Yeah, they've really got to stop messing with stuff at Stanford.
No
good one,
social
Trent.
experiment ever gone wrong.
Well, Instagram posts that... Oh, sorry. The two Stanford University students who started the app called it an uplifting digital space for Gen Z. Instagram posts that advertised it to the 1,300 students at Champlain Valley Union High School, or CVU, describe it as a place to share, quote, anonymous CVU confessions and crushes. The posts were harmless at first, then it turned vicious. Teens posting anonymously made comments speculating about classmates' sexual orientation. They uploaded photos of students mocking their appearance and disabilities. Some posters insinuated that teachers and administrators were involved or with each other or with students. Students could, quote, upvote posts to surface them higher on the feed, with the worst ones often rising to the top.
Jesus.
Fizz was... It sounds like everyone at this high school is a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
But I mean...
Well, that's what it is. It's like anytime you're in like a crowd like that, the worst people rise to the top.
That's what the internet is.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, Fizz was all anybody talked about. Students say they felt they had to keep checking the app in case something was posted about them. Quote, you started to feel like you couldn't trust anyone, says 15-year-old Leo Miller. Exactly what 15-year-olds need to be worried about. Fucking Fizz ruining their life.
Yeah.
Miller, the high school is hard enough without Fizz. without fucking these two fucking cunts from Stanford coming in and be
Right.
like, you guys want to trial Fizz?
God. I mean,
We want to
they
make
should be arrested.
We want to make
People that made this should be
15-year-olds cry
arrested.
themselves to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
so
should be shot in the head.
Leo Miller, was in a Dungeons and Dragons club, and a Fizz user posted a yearbook photo of the group calling it nasty.
Nasty.
Oh, they're smelly, nasty Dungeons and Dragons kids.
Nasty woman.
Yeah, a nasty one. Fizz is emerging as social media is under scrutiny for contributing to, if not causing, teen anxiety. Bullying and harassment.
They should do chew gum.
They should chew gum. Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, bullying and harassment on the app have occurred at various colleges, according to the campus newspapers. It has drawn comparisons to Yik Yak, an app that shut in 2017 because of bullying and threats in colleges. Some schools, such as the University of North Carolina, plan to block Yik Yak, Fizz, and similar apps.
Good.
CVU students began reporting Fizz to administrators within hours of its debut. Students went to guidance counselors in tears. Principal Adam Bunting says he had to persuade one distraught senior to finish the school year. How about you call up Fizz and say, get the fuck out of our classroom?
Right.
How about that? He asked CVU parents to contact Fizz Social, the app's maker, and request that the school be removed from the app. Doesn't he have the power to do that? Why does he have to ask the parents?
I don't know.
But anyway, I quote, I was shocked and dismayed by how quickly the app created harm. Well, Fizz was created in 2020 by Stanford students Teddy Solomon and Ashton Kofer, who wanted to connect
fucking pigs and assholes.
who wanted to connect students when COVID canceled in-person classes.
Oh my god, this fucking I'm sick of it.
We need a new app. Class is canceled.
God. Could you imagine somebody we were hanging out and somebody tried to pitch us a new app?
No.
Just what we need to fucking throw my fucking drink in.
Also, imagine your class gets canceled because of COVID in college, and someone's like, we're hopping on Fizz if you still want to join. Fuck you, dude. I'm not getting on Fizz.
Right.
I'm gonna go smoke pot. I'm in college. I'm gonna hop on Fizz. What are you, crazy?
On Fizz.
But this is like Stanford, so they're like nerds who like still want to discuss the book.
Right.
So they get on Fizz and talk to each other. Well, Fizz first took off at Stanford. Solomon and Kofor dropped out to work full time on the app, which is now at more than 240 colleges.
Oh my god! I hope they fucking end up homeless.
Well, here's what's crazy. Community guidelines forbid posting private information about users, as well as bullying, hate speech, and obscene text or images. Rule breakers can be banned. At the same time, though, quote, jokes, memes, complaints, and commentary around teachers and parents are allowed and expected. Fizz website says.
Good God.
So they want it to be a little spicy.
Jesus Christ.
Here's the craziest part, though. You might ask, how do they police the app? And Well, Fizz counts on users to police the post themselves. Student volunteers.
Community policing.
The community police. Student volunteers who wish to become moderators have to undergo online training and ace quizzes. And it doesn't seem to be working. Student moderators. Let's have 15-year-olds moderate what kind of posts about their people they hate go on.
Oh, Jesus.
Solomon says a survey of Fizz users shows 90% of high schools and college users report feeling more included and connected because of the app. They cook the books.
Yeah, there's no way that's true. There's absolutely no way.
90%. Give me a fucking break. They definitely cooked the books. What happened in Vermont was an outlier.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, after Fizz heard from upset parents and faculty at CVU, including a school board member who is a state representative, the company on May 7th agreed to temporarily remove the school from the app. Fizz is shut down only for one other community, another high school in California. Gabriella Serafini was a target of gossip. Someone took a photo of her and her boyfriend from his Instagram account and posted it to Fizz, along with speculation about what the couple did alone together. Serafini, 16, says she laughed when she first saw jokes and memes on Fizz. It stopped being funny when it was about her.
It's never funny when it's about you.
This quote's kind of funny, but she is 16. But her quote, no one can know how hurtful something is until they're the one who is being hurt.
Yeah.
They can.
They can. Yeah,
yeah, you definitely can. It's called having a shred of empathy. I mean, she was laughing it up as everybody else. She goes, wow. It reminds me of that scene from The Simpsons, like Snake or whatever his name is, the criminal guy. Yeah. He's got like the tattoo. Yeah. He's always like stabbing people. Yeah. He like stabs himself or whatever just to see. Yeah. He goes, ow, is that what I've been doing to people?
That's funny. Yeah,
great show.
That's The Simpsons. Yeah, check it out. You never
anyway, get on Fizz. Take a weight loss drug. Get on Fizz. It'll all fix your life.
Jesus Christ, chew gum. Well,
leave your wife, climb Everest.
Yeah,
chew gum.
The only thing you can't do is if you play professional baseball, don't bet on the games.
And definitely don't write a memoir that incriminates yourself. Yeah. Here are the do's and don'ts from this episode of Echo Chamber.
That about wraps it up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, review, tell your friends, share the show, bullshit. All that shit. As always, this is Trent Mabry signing out.
Oh, and this is Joe Nunnick signing off.
Bye-bye.